And I know I've been doing a lot and talking up Shai a lot and putting out more videos about how we need to be bigging up Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because we do. But just, are we watching and understanding just some of the things that this man is doing in the NBA Finals? And he's from Hamilton.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been All-NBA First Team this season with averages of 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game, and being recognized as probably the best shooting guard in the NBA.
Every era in basketball has its heroes. Legends who shape not just games, but entire nations. For Canada, that legacy has always belonged to Steve Nash, and more recently, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray, on the other hand, has just had a tremendous performance in the playoffs, in which he managed to help lead the Denver Nuggets to the first championship ring in their history.
But today, a new name is rewriting the story. A player who's taken the NBA by storm, an MVP, a franchise cornerstone, and now the face of Canadian basketball, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Here's a list of the last 50 seasons, okay? Players that have scored 34 plus points in 3 of the first 4 games of an NBA Finals. You have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, LeBronJames of the 2015 Cavs, Shaquille O'Neal twice for the 2000 and then the 2002 LA Lakers, and then Michael Jordan for the 93 Bulls. Shai, LeBron, Shaq, MJ. Come on, man. What are we watching right now? This guy is putting the team on his back.
The question isn't whether he's a star, the world already knows that. The real question is, will Shai Gilgeous-Alexander be remembered as the Canadian GOAT? Early life and roots. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was born in Hamilton, Ontario. Canada has always been seen as a hockey nation, but over the last 2 decades, basketball has quietly grown. Shai was part of that wave. From a young age, he showed something different. Length, skill, and a calmness on the court that stood out. But recognition didn't come easy. He wasn't ranked among the top prospects in North America. He wasn't handed stardom. He had to earn it. Through relentless work in high school gyms, he transformed himself from a raw kid into a polished guard. And that determination became the foundation of his story. College and draft journey. Shai's next chapter was at Kentucky, a program known for producing NBA stars. But even there, he wasn't the headline recruit. Night after night, he proved himself. By March, he wasn't just part of the team. He was the heartbeat of it. That rise carried into the NBA draft. In 2018, the Charlotte Hornets picked him at number 11, only to trade him immediately to the Los Angeles Clippers. In his rookie season, Shai didn't just survive, he thrived. Playoff appearances, big moments, and recognition as one of the most promising young guards in the league. But his biggest leap wasn't in Los Angeles, it was in Oklahoma City. Rise in Oklahoma City. When Shai was traded to the Thunder, the world thought it was about rebuilding. Chris Paul was the star, the draft picks were the future. And Shai, he was just part of the package. But year after year, he grew, from a solid young player, to a leader, to an all-star. And then, an MVP. Oklahoma City didn't just give him a jersey, they gave him the keys to the franchise. And he rewarded them with loyalty. In a league where stars chase super teams, Shai chose the harder path, building something of his own. Recognition milestones. The recognition followed quickly. All-star selections, All-NBA honors, MVP votes. And in 2025, he reached the pinnacle, winning the NBA MVP award. That wasn't just recognition, it was validation. Then came something symbolic. Back home in Hamilton, Shai received the key to the city and a street named in his honor. He wasn't just a Canadian star in the NBA, he was Canada's star. And if that wasn't enough, he became the cover athlete for NBA 2K26, a global symbol, a face of the game. Global legacy in the making. To understand Shai's legacy, you have to compare him to the greats. Dirk Nowitzki put Germany on the basketball map. GiannisAntetokounmpo redefined what was possible for Greece. Nikola Jokic has become the pride of Serbia. For Canada, it's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yes, Steve Nash lit the torch. Yes, Jamal Murray has a championship. But Shai is doing something bigger. He's becoming the symbol of a generation. For Canadian kids dreaming of the NBA, he's proof it can be done. not by following in someone else's footsteps, but by blazing your own trail. Debates and challenges, of course, not everyone is convinced. Recognition is one thing, legacy is another. Some analysts believe Shai has already surpassed every Canadian before him. On First Take, StephenASmith recently said, "Listen, this brother Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's the truth. He's not just putting up numbers, he's leading. He's the face of a franchise that nobody thought would rise this fast. You win MVP as a Canadian, you're already in the GOAT conversation for your country, period." Others echo that sentiment. NBA insider Brian Windhorst added, "When you look at impact, not just stats, Shai has changed the Thunder. His leadership, his loyalty, his ability to win games without another superstar, those things matter. You can argue he's already done more for Canadian basketball globally than even Steve Nash did. But not everyone agrees. Critics are quick to pump the brakes. SkipBayless fired back saying, "Hold on now, we're crowning him too soon. Where are the championships? Where are the finals appearances? Until Shai proves it on the biggest stage, this is premature. Nash has 2 MVPs. Jamal Murray has a ring. Shai? He has recognition, not legacy." Even Kendrick Perkins, a strong supporter of young stars, raised concerns. "Look, I love SGA's game. But until he goes through those deep playoff battles, until he wins when the lights are brightest, we can't hand him the Canadian GOAT title. Recognition is cool. Legacy is about banners." And that's the divide. Some see Shai as the clear future face of Canadian basketball. Others see a star still chasing the defining moments that turn greatness into immortality. Canadian GOAT? So will Shai Gilgeous-Alexander be remembered as the Canadian GOAT? The case for him is undeniable. He's an MVP, he's a global icon, he's loyal to his franchise, and he's still only 27. But the case against him is strong too. Steve Nash still has 2 MVPs and an entire era built around him. Jamal Murray already has a championship ring. And legacies, no matter how bright, can fade without team success. The truth is simple. You don't claim the title of GOAT in the middle of your career. You earn it at the end. Closing suspense recognition, Shai already has it. Global fame, MVP trophies, and the love of his city. But legacy? That's still being written. For Steve Nash, legacy meant revolutionizing basketball. For Jamal Murray, it's about shining on the biggest stage. For Shai, the future holds the answer. If he wins a championship in Oklahoma City, his place is undeniable. He won't just be Canada's best player. He'll be a Canadian legend. If he falls short, history may remember him like Nash. Brilliant, beloved, but incomplete. So the question remains. When future generations look back at Canadian basketball, will Shai Gilgeous-Alexander stand alone at the top? Or will he simply be one chapter in a bigger story? One thing is certain. The recognition is already here, and the legacy is still being written.